Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be doing another open tag response to John over at Thrifty Kniffy's open tag, which is Super Sack Saturday. Basically the only sort of stipulation is show a Swiss Army knife on a Saturday. So today we're going to be looking at two discontinued models. Both of these are 74mm models, both very similar with a couple of differences, but they are called different things. So the first one we're going to look at is the smooth red Alox Prince, which later down the line transitioned to a Celador version, which they called the Cavalier. So we'll start out with the Prince and we'll take a look at that one first. So as you can see, it's in the smooth red Alox scales. This one is picked up on the secondary market and it has been used, so you can see there's a little bit of wear there on the scales, but for the price I paid, can't complain at all. Got this for an absolute bargain. See, the Alox is held as the new Alox ones are, with the four corner pins there, I believe, which are nickel silver. I can't quite make it out, but I really do like the smooth red Alox. It does give that little bit of extra class to it. And then it comes with a single layer, but it comes with sort of 3 different tools. So, well, with it being a 74mm, that pretty much is bang on the sort of the 3-inch mark. You can see there it's very, very close. I would just call that a 3-inch length. We do have a main blade on there. You can see we do have the older style tang on there, which is 4 lines, says Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless, and then Rostfrei. You can see the blade is actually in really good condition. Not been abused, not been sharpened by anyone, doesn't know what they're doing. See, the edge on there is still fantastic, and all this really needed was a little bit of a flush out in the pivots, a little bit of oil and a strop, and it's back to being razor sharp in working condition again. You see we do have that nice clean nail neck on there, nice clean spine on the blade as well, no swedging, and it does have that sort of tumbled polish finish that we all know and love from Victorinox knives. Blade length on that one then, we have a tip to tang of 1 to 2.2 at a push inches, and then a full cutting edge of 1.8. So both of these are going to be very UK legal, very slim carries. Maybe put them in like a wallet, something like that, or just in a small slot on the side of a pouch, just where I've been carrying the Cavalier for the last couple of days. But along with that, really nice snap and action on this still. Great lockup. It's about 5.5 and then a 6 on the lockup, which is pretty good for a small knife by Victorinox. We have a little pen blade on there too, which literally just needed a strop as well and come back to life. So whoever had this before me, kudos to you. You definitely looked after it very well. Again, nice clean nail nick, little tiny pen blade on there. Tip to tang of 1.3, 1.4. Nice action on that as well. About a 5.5, and then maybe a 6 towards the end on the pull. Great little snap and action. And then finally on the back we have the sort of nail file, and this is where it sort of differs from the Celador, apart from the obvious of it being Celador. So you can see it's plain on this side here, nice clean nail nick, and then you have like that nail cleaner which you would go under your nails and pick out any dirt if you had any. And then you can see the nail file there, which has been used, just needs a little bit more of a clean. It's got a bit of corrosion in there, just needs a bit more of a scrub, and I can get that all off. But a very nice nail file, still plenty of use on that. And this is the thing I'm most impressed with. Listen to the snap on this. Just fantastic. Again, about a 5.5 to a 6 on the open. Great action. Nice little snap as well. So that is the Prince, and the model number for that is 0.6400. And then that pretty much is identical to this one, apart from they changed the name when they made it into the Celador version, and they changed that to the Cavalier, which is 0.6403, depending on what sort of variation. If you don't have the keyring, it goes down to 6402, and then it goes down depending on what sort of configuration you have. But I have one of the later versions here. You can see we have the inlaid Victorinox shield, and you can see the condition this is in. It's absolutely fantastic. Been carried, little kind of like scuffs on the Celador scales, but nothing major. You can see this does add the tool scales as well. We have the tweezers and the toothpick on the reverse. Keyring top right, we have the main blade. A little bit of a lighter pull on this one. I'd say it's about a 5 to a 5.5. But again, very well looked after. You can see the edge grind on there is still great. And you can also see it being a newer model, the fact that it only has the 3 lines on the tang stamp. Victorinox Swiss-made stainless. Blade length then should in theory be pretty much identical. And you can see we have 2.1 and a 2.4. So pretty much identical on the blade length, as you'd expect really from 274mm models. We also get that little tiny pen blade on there as well, which was very well looked after. Looks like to be the factory grind on that. I don't think this blade was used at all. Didn't need much work to bring it back. Little tiny strop. But then we have the blade length on that of 1.4 and then a cutting edge of 1.3, 1.25. So exactly the same. And then the main difference really, apart from the obvious being the scales, as you can see, the nail file has these 2 grooves in it here. If I show you back to the prints, you can see there's no grooves on there, and I really like the fact they've done this. Is it does give you like a good way to sharpen or to file your nails without filing too much off, and it's just a nice groove. You haven't got to try and stay on the file to do them, so you can just run your nail through there and file your nails. I think that's a nice little touch they did. Along with that, the same sort of nail cleaner on the tip, and then the file on the back. Again, a little bit of corrosion, just need a bit of a clean up, but action on this one again pretty much the same as the smooth A-locks. They pretty much nailed it with a 74mm line. I really wish they sort of left these around for a little bit longer. I am trying to pick up as many as I can as we go, but it's getting harder and harder to find ones that are in good enough condition to buy, or ones that I feel like I could restore. I don't want to buy one that's not going to be sort of worth it. I want to keep them as a, as a collection piece. Well, yeah, that's the Cavalier versus the Prince. Honestly, I couldn't sort of pick which is my favorite. They both have different sort of characteristics that I really love. The smooth A-locks being super thin, which means it'd be great for very fifth pocket carry, maybe chuck it in the side of a smaller slip. But then the Cavalier does have the keyring, and you can put it on your keys, and I do think the 74mm is a size I would like to try on my keys. It's one step up obviously from the 58mm. Do get a little bit of a larger blade. Some of the other ones you get scissors on as well, but this one is a great find, and I'm really happy to pick these up. So there we go, guys. That's my comparison of 2 older 74mm Victorinox models. We have the A-locks Prince and the Celador Cavalier. The Prince being 0.6400 and the Cavalier being 0.6403. I really hope you enjoyed this comparison video. Please be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.